Hey, I'm Nick, and I help coach people to improve their productivity and discipline in order to reach their dream lifestyles. And today I want to dig solely into habits, what they are, how to incorporate them into your life, and the good ones that you need for success. So, like I've mentioned before, as a whole, you aren't wired to already have those habits that lead you on to success and already being in that productive mindset. At your core, you are wired to get food, get sustenance, and survive. Anything above that is just for fun. Your brain doesn't think about and doesn't like hard work and incorporating productive habits instead of the fun, bad habits, which is why it's hard to change. It's hard from having all that wiring, all those habits that you've already built up, and then go to do something completely different, going from being on the couch to on TV, or for me, it was going from away from my PlayStation and onto my actual laptop to do some kind of work or really learn how to do work in the first place. So, in a similar way to you were wired over a long period of time to be stuck in these bad habits, to be unproductive, it's going to take a similar amount of time to fix yourself up and go back to doing some good habits, take away the bad habits, and actually be productive. And so, in order for change to happen, you need to fight those small battles and be productive again and again, over and over, until you have rewired yourself and have built up that habit of being productive. And in part, that's what a habit is. It's an activity that you can do over and over again and further cement your work ethic and that mindset into your subconscious to be able to continue putting out work and not falling back to bad habits. That's the whole point of it. So that's why we need the habit. We need something that can be done over and over again to reprogram our brain to start being productive. That's where habits come in. And now we'll dig a little deeper into how to make your own and what it really is, not so much why we need it. With most things, it's going to take time. That's why habits aren't something that's big and great and a massive goal to hit. A habit is consistent progress or consistent actions in whatever you're doing to build up that mindset, build up that comfort of always relying on your subconscious to be able to put out some hard work and be productive rather than falling back on bad habits. And so, my biggest tip for anyone who is excited and wants to start building up habits of their own and start being consistent, it's to start with a clean slate. If you've already got bad habits, those are just going to drag you down. In order to be productive and build a habit that's new, you need to make sure that there's no energy suckers that are going to bring your attention away from it, because when it's new, it's going to be hard, and when it's hard, you're going to need a lot of energy to be able to at least get a start on it. So what are, in my opinion, the two worst habits that you probably already have and that we need to get rid of in order to start building the good ones? The two ones that I see the most often are to do with your phone and to do with your sleep and your sleep schedule. In a time where social media is so advanced and so addicting, it can be hard to notice just how big of a problem it is until you actually start checking out your screen time and seeing what you're actually doing with all those days that you're spending on your phone and on social media. You'll probably find that you're not actually being productive or doing anything, and it is just wasting your energy. But now, how do you get rid of your phone and that addiction? Like with building a good habit, to get rid of your addiction, you just need to consistently spend less and less time on your phone. For the start, it should be pretty simple to go from spending days on your phone and spending hours in the double digits to cutting it down by a lot by staying conscious of your time and what's going on. If every day you find a way to spend an hour less on your phone or just 15 minutes, if you do that every single day, then soon enough you'll be spending less than 10 minutes on your phone, which is a great change compared to someone who is legitimately addicted to it. Now, your phone and your sleep ties in with each other because most people who have bad sleep schedules have bad sleep schedules because they're on their phones so much, and that's dragging into the time that they could spend in bed and actually getting good quality sleep. So once you have gotten rid of your phone, then this next step should be a lot easier to improve your sleep and to make it a good habit of getting good quality sleep. Get to bed on time and wake up on time. I'm not talking about getting to bed at 7 o'clock and then waking up at 3 a.m. to go for a run and do something crazy. If you just fix your sleep, if you just wake up and go to bed at the exact same time, if you fix your circadian rhythm, then you're actually able to boost your energy and be able to get a start on these hard things and not have that wasted energy go to poor sleep and phone activity. So, like I said, for most people, those two bad habits are going to get in the way of basically most things in their life. And once you've listened to this, and if you've actually started incorporating that into your day and getting rid of that habit, the next thing to do is that now we have that clean slate. Think about what habits are we actually going to incorporate into our day-to-day life. In general, a habit is something that you want to do to build up a skill, get better at by doing it lots of times, or make progress in. You can build up a skill by going through a course or practicing a skill day by day, making it a habit of that. Or to make progress on something, like some people enjoy the habit of cleaning their room, and like I've mentioned before, I don't enjoy that and would rather make progress in watching a course. So think to yourself, what do you want to get better at? You probably have a high reaching goal. What do you need in order to reach that goal? Do you want to do something athletic and physical, run a marathon? What is a habit that is going to make progress in that and get better at that? It's probably going to be do some stretching, good nutrition, going and exercising most days. But just because it doesn't directly correlate with your goal and it's more so just a habit that you want to do to feel productive in general, that should still count as a habit that you make sure you do every single day. You should try your best to make a habit out of everything so that you can go through your day with a plan. Now, if you've got all these ideas buzzing around in your head, the next step for when we've wiped the slate clean and we've figured out some habits that we want to start doing, write it down and track it on just a piece of paper. Personally, I say paper more than your phone because it's physical, it's right in front of you. You're actually ticking off one habit after the next, and by the end of the day, you'll look back on your progress and you feel proud of yourself, and you'll look back on earlier days and you see that you've made good progress and you're actually living a disciplined lifestyle. And this may sound like a given for most people, but to make sure that the habits that you're doing are something that can be done every single day. Don't make it a habit of having a certain amount of spare time available every day or something that's big and grand like that. Factor in what you're doing with school, with work, and your time constraints. Don't just think you have 24 hours in the day, so you have 24 things to spend an hour on. That's not how it works. Spend time getting accustomed to your routine and figuring out where the times are where you can incorporate some habits. Alright, so here is also a visualization of what I've got for my habits, my daily habits. Over here I've got my old and messy one that I've got, which is now depreciated. I've now moved it on to this much cleaner, more accurate habits that I'm doing every day. So for example, first off I've got exercise, then YouTube, making these videos, editing them. I've got my progress in the coding and the software program that I'm doing. I've got talking to make sure that I'm being social. I'm not just locking myself away in front of my desk. Less than 10 minutes on my phone. 8:30 bedtime. No sleep. That means that Z. That is to make sure that I'm not sleeping throughout the day and getting those little power naps when I really don't need them, because most of the time I used to fall into the bad habit of sleeping when I really didn't need to. So that's something that I've been working on. 50 chess puzzles because I want to get better at chess. 10 pages of, I'm reading 3 books at the moment. I've got 2 over here. I've got Mastering the Chess Openings and Anatomy and Physiology. I'm reading 10 pages of that per day, as well as 10 pages of a book that I've got at my bedside table, which changes every so often. That +1 is just playing chess, practicing and winning one more game. 2 protein shakes minimum for nutrition, and to plan my day at the end of the day to know what's coming next and to be able to attack the day as hard as possible. So that's something that I can hopefully do every single day. This isn't tied to, I'm only able to do it on weekends. I have just enough time after school to be able to hit most of these. And I use the X's for ticks and the circles for when I've missed it for that day. So yeah, that's all for today. Just remember, the key thing that I want to really drive home is that it's going to take a while and it's going to take small improvements. You're going to have to chip away at the bad habits and try and push against that addiction and spend a little less time on your phone and spend a little more time doing the things you're interested in, reading a couple pages of a book and just a little more every day. And then by the end of the week, the month, the year, you have made great progress. If you're still interested in learning more, I am now coaching people and helping them. You can book a call for that in the first link in the description below. But until then, I'll see you later.